Hey, folks, it's Lindsey Ellison with SPS back in the building for the SPS Edge Show. Got these familiar faces that you know, that you look for and you listen out for. Got Mr. Terry McCord Jr. holding us down. Terry, how you doing today?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Great. And I have John and Patrick Rutherford. Couldn't get the show popping without these great gentlemen, and always lurking in the back. And I shouldn't say lurking, always close by is Orlando Wilkins. He's making some moves, making the city of Detroit and other areas of the country a better place. He's going to be joining us a little later. But, guys, we got another great show, man. As I was telling Terry earlier offline, is that, when I put the promotion out for the show and the images which you guys saw, I don't really know what people are being drawn to, what they are liking. I think we're having a connection issue with Patrick. Patrick may still be able to hear me, but Patrick, you want to be careful. People may try to take the palm of your hand. Okay, there you go. The palm of your hand was froze on there, Patrick, and I don't want nobody to try to get into your, the compound by using your handprint, whatever or not. Can you hear me okay? I just can't see. I think your screen is freezing a little bit, Patrick. So it's back and forth. Patrick, can you just give me a... Go ahead, Patrick. Yeah, I hear you guys, but the screen is freezing. So I don't know if there's a... Yeah, do me a favor, Patrick. We won't go deep into it. Why don't you come on offline and come right back again, because you guys are froze. The face that you're making on here is very attentive, and I know you're a studious dude, but I don't feel that you're that studious right now, the face that you're making. But yeah, Terry, things happen. We'll get it going. Yeah, man, but I just want to say to our listeners, we appreciate all you guys' support of what's been going on. We feel good about where the show is going, but it couldn't be what it is without you guys, Terry, your commitment and what you bring, your perspective. Of course, John and Patrick and Orlando and what he does. So tonight's lineup is going to include a few things. We're talking about high school football on TV. Hey, man, exciting or exploiting, man. I'm kind of on my soapbox on that, man. We're going to get on that in a second. Got the Michigan State opener. No offense to the University of Michigan's opener against my alma mater, Western Michigan University, but I think people a little bit more locked into this Big Ten matchup between Michigan State and Northwestern. And Northwestern had their calendar circled, so we're going to check that out in a second. Oh, yeah. Also, Monday Night Football recap. Get your thoughts on that. I know you lock into that. Happy belated birthday to Kobe Bean Bryant, man. We still deal with the tragedy of losing him. Emoni Bates information. Emoni Bates to Memphis. That announcement was supposed to come on Friday, but I guess they just said, hey, let's go ahead and do it. And then we'll talk about the top NBA players as we've been counting them down. So with that, I know that John and Patrick are going to join us again. They were having just some technical challenges. I'm not worried, but as soon as we get them on, we'll go. High school football on TV. Now, you may say, Lindsey, that's right up your alley, man. High school football on TV, getting these young prep players a platform. And I agree. And maybe, Terry, prior to name, image, and likeness, I would look at this as a greater opportunity for our young people to get exposure. But I also pose a question, Terry, and it's not for you to have to agree with what I'm saying. Many times your perspective helps me broaden my perspective. I'm not being patronizing when I say that. But I look at it as an exploitation, man. I don't know the details of the deal, and I'll look into it. But I tell you what, the devil must be in the details, because I don't see Bally Sports saying that they're looking at granting scholarship opportunities to these young people. I don't see Bally Sports. And to be honest, I can't even totally trip on Bally Sports, because one of my recent podcast interviews was with Grant Long, who's with Bally Sports. And I know Bally Sports, they'll cover the high school championship, but it's kind of like, man, come on. It's like, what other benefit do the players get other than exposure, which they was going to get in some way or form anyway? I think that social media is a great equalizer, and it's almost like people got to go out of their way to be able to watch something on television. Hell, how do you even find a local television station nowadays? We got Uncle Elroy saying, what's up, talking about give it up. Are you familiar with Uncle Elroy?
Yeah, that's my boy Lil Bama.
Okay, Lil Bama. Oh, I think I should know Bama then, right?
Toes, yeah. That's my
boy.
What's
up, Bama? Hey, thank you for joining us. Bama's the man. But what do you think about that? I like to get your perspective, even if it's contrary to mine. But man, I just got this thing now where it's like, what else do the players get other than some notoriety? And secondly, how much money is Bally Sports getting with sponsorship and other opportunities that these young people will not see?
I mean, I'm excited, but I understand your point, and I think that that's something that, you know, if they're kind of going into that, I think that's something that could be awarded like a scholarship, you know, to a few athletes, because not everybody's getting a full ride, but it's something that's exciting to me, because as I see here in Lansing, I mean, high school sports isn't really appreciated very well, and it's so hard. The media for it is very low, and I think that that's I hope it, you know, having that start in Detroit, hopefully Lansing starts its own, and I hope that it's something that they can access on TV. Like, it's very accessible, whether it's on a local news channel. I mean, partner with them to get these boys out there. I mean, I think it'd be really cool and really dope to see these kids on TV, you know, especially family from wherever, you know, being able to watch these kids that work so hard. And then, you know, a lot of these kids, and it frustrates me because a lot of these kids are so good, but their names don't really get talked about because they're not like ranked or whatever, which is cool. I understand he's the #1 player, or he's like ranked, he's going here, he's going there, but at the same time, it's still always cool to give these kids their recognition, being able to battle through high school, being a scholar athlete, and being able to compete on the highest level that they're in. So I think it's a great opportunity, but like you said, money will be involved, and I wish that they can kind of flip that and add like a scholarship award for the top players for each position, maybe just throwing it out there, but like maybe the top player, you know what I mean? So just add ways to give kids opportunities, maybe, you know, as they proceed to the college level.
I like that. Scholarships for top players in their positions.
I think that's like the perfect idea, you know, because everyone's going to be attracted to those #1 players, but there's still kids out here that may not get the recognition that they want. So I think it's something that could be really dope for them to use.
Well, I'm smart enough to know that, and I don't have a witty turn to refer to this. I think John and Patrick are coming back on too. I'm smart enough to know, hey guys, appreciate you guys and your diligence. You know, we're just talking about high school football on TV, exciting or exploiting, and I definitely got on my soapbox, gentlemen. And Terry had to pull me off the ledge a little bit, you know, and I was saying, hey, here we go again. And I was telling them that in this era of name, image, and likeness, maybe I would not even thought about it. Maybe I would have said, oh, man, another great opportunity for our young people and so on and so forth. And Terry made a good suggestion. You know, maybe they can offer scholarships in their positions, you know, for top players in their positions. But as we bring you guys in, you know, both John and Patrick, you know, my thing is, and John, you don't necessarily have to speak to it right now, Patrick can, but you probably can give me a witty term to say, what would be the incentive for anybody to teach somebody how to make money and not be relying on them? So in other words, I was going to say, well, maybe Valley Sportswear can sponsor high school curriculum that helps these young people learn about name, image, and likeness. But then why would they do that when they run the risk of that being something that can pull away from their potential bottom line? I just think it's a cash cow, man. And I know this deal didn't come up overnight. I know these is probably things that's been in the making for a while. But I'm just really getting, you know, perturbed, man, at this another avenue for corporations to come in. And I think prior to social media, we were like, oh, that's cool. But hell, I don't even know how to watch a local channel anymore. If something's not being watched, via, you know, I don't know what is local TV now. You know what I'm saying?
Did you know that they have like digits now? Like
an app, you mean?
You know, I used to be 247. Now they got 2.1, 2.2.
Okay.
Like,
so you're saying that's like the equivalent of ESPN1, ESPN2, because there's so many different. Yeah, man. It's just like I'll defer to Patrick or John in this case. Patrick, I'll defer to you as it relates to that. I mean, lastly, I'll say one will probably say, well, Lindsay, you know, with your media background, you probably will love this. Another opportunity for our young people. But I'm looking at the business aspect of it, man. You know, yeah, we got the kids on TV, but I just look at it as potentially another opportunity for exploitation that they can benefit from. But I'd love to hear a difference of opinion or similar. It doesn't matter. But what do you think about that, Patrick?
The incentive, I don't think that even if you, I don't believe you can do a career and be your lawyer at the same time. Anyway, you know what I mean? I don't believe that is a teach a man to fish and he'll eat forever. I don't think that's that type of situation.
Hey, what do they say? The man who represents himself has a fool for a client.
Right. You know what I mean? And also, you know, can you perfect your craft and do all that for your career. They're two full-time jobs that I don't think one person could do.
Yeah.
Your manager or somebody that's running your business for your manager or your agent, while you're practicing or while you're playing in a game or while you're, working out, like they're taking calls for you.
Right.
Like they're shopping things for you. They're getting deals done. There's things that need to be done while you have to focus. Think about it. Once the season starts, man, you got to focus on ball or you're gonna get waxed off the field or court. If you're not fully focused on that field and court, that your competition is going to kill you.
And I think we're going to see that happen a lot too, because the high level of sports, people still kind of recovering from post-COVID sports or whatnot. John, when we talk about the evolution of sports, and we laugh and joke because you have this obvious reference point with what you've been able to see. One, did you ever see the day that you would see high school sports being played every Friday night? And am I being a curmudgeon? Am I just being too uptight right now? Do I need to go have a shot of something just to relax? Or is there validity to the idea of, damn, now you're going to, like it just seems like it's a money grab and the kids are being left out. And I don't hear any kind of promotion of what they want to do to better help them be successful. But to Patrick's point, like who's gonna set you up to be successful when it's gonna take away from them? What do you think about that, John?
Well, first of all, you're talking to a guy who played high school football on Friday night on television in 1965.
Whoa!
Okay, the premier game in the state of Michigan at that time was the Goodfellow game. It was the Detroit Public School champ against the Catholic League champ.
Where'd y'all play at Wayne State? Did y'all play at Wayne State?
Tiger Stadium under the lights, baby. We had
Tiger or Briggs Stadium? Was it called Tiger or Briggs Stadium, John?
It was called Tiger Stadium. Then it turned to Tiger Stadium in early 60s.
56 years ago.
Yeah, it's where
50,000 people in the stands.
In Channel 4,
Lindsay.
Channel 4 broadcast the game because it was the newspapers had a group called the Goodfellows.
The Goodfellas, yeah, they do a lot of fundraising.
That's right. It was Give Kid a Christmas.
It was like Toys for Tots now.
The equivalent of that. Okay.
It was exactly like Toys for Tots.
It was a big deal. So, I mean, we played on Channel 4, did the game. Also, I want to tell you that basketball season, do you remember Channel 50 in Detroit?
Absolutely. Shout out to Amir Jacobson. Loved her.
Okay. All right. Channel 50 came into play in the winter of 1965. And what it was, all high school sports. It didn't have any other programming. I played in the first game on TV against Northern High School, Denby versus Northern High School in basketball. So 2 times in 65 I played on TV. But let's get to what's happening today. This deal has been cut by the Michigan High School Athletic Association. They're the ones getting the money. I just watched the first half of Fordson and Canton play. Bally Sports started their high school coverage today. And by the way, our boy Antonio Gates Jr. just turned the joint out. But they've cut a deal and the money's going to the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Now, if they're transferring any money to the school, I'm going to find out because I happen to know the guy personally that runs this whole event down at Wayne State that goes today, Friday, and Saturday. There'll be another game tonight at Detroit Catholic Central versus Chippewa Valley. And for example, next week they have Cass Tech at Muskegon, and then the third week is King and Cass. So, and I've watched these productions. These productions are good.
I'm sure.
They really delve into the kids. They talk about the kids. They do their homework. But these schools aren't getting any money. Okay? Now, if you play on ESPN, you get money.
Yeah,
That's why Cass Tech, when Thomas Wilcher was there a few years back, had several invitations every year from ESPN. But Michigan High School Athletic Association wouldn't let them do it because they hold the rules that, you have to tape delay the game or they have to be the presentator. So they're taking all the money. They're a rogue outfit. I could sit here all
Hey, that sounds like Wild Wild West. They're a rogue outfit. Jesse James.
They're the worst. They're the worst of the worst.
What should happen is these schools should at least get money. They should get paid for being on TV.
Yeah. And my thing is, and I know you're going to research it, John, and your research is impeccable based on your contacts, but I think it's fair to say if there was going to be any benefit to the school, that would have been the title that they would have led with. Schools benefit from, because they need to get that good publicity.
But they don't.
They don't, man.
Now I know that the guy that runs this thing, that organizes this event at Wayne State, does give the schools some money. Okay, they're able to sell some tickets and keep a portion, but
but let's be honest. Whatever that nominal gift is going to be, and to Orlando's point, thank you for joining us, Orlando. I know you got a lot going on. Nothing goes back to the kids, and no one on the executive board makes less than six figures for these organizations. Like that nominal fee that they throw out there, yeah, we got you, Orlando. That nominal fee that they put out there, that's not a line of resources that can be relied upon. I mean, come on, man. These people got to hustle. These coaches got to bust their butt, going forward. I just think that you talked about it last week, John. The most senior among us with the most terminology, you said this woke age, it make you look at what's really going on, man. And you talk about, when you guys played 56 years ago on TV, there was no other medium for it to be out.
Right.
Now, hell, we can do this on our phone and power ourselves. But to Patrick's point, they're not going to teach you how to fish because they want to better rely on you. I just think that there need to be something that needs to be looked at, and I'll be willing to bet within the next 2 or 3 seasons of that, man. And it may not necessarily come from adults like us. It may come from the student athletes. They're like, wait a minute, man. We don't got to play in this. Or why are we not getting that? Or when you look around, every program doesn't have suburban type resources. When they start looking around and realizing what they got to hustle for, and you getting played on Valley Sports, and then that's that long thing. I'm getting off the soapbox. I'm climbing off the crates. That's what Nipsey Hussle would say. They would say, be happy with your fame. No, they don't need to just be happy with their fame. Why not name, image, and likeness start like in high school? Why not have teaching these kids courses, getting them ready, or as I told some coaches over at Harper Woods last week, shout out to Kier, shout out to Tawan Porter, that coaching staff, even if you don't have an answer, start having a discussion so you can be better equipped to do that, man. But all it's doing is continue this self-reliance and people taking and exploiting you, man. So that's why I posed that question. I know that was our opener. I'm going to try to calm down and we're going to revisit this, man. But I just know, and the sad part is this. This is where everybody can eat off of that. If you and I, if the 5 of us put a deal together, we all can eat. So why can't this big deal that's coming together be put in the situation they are? But it's greed. It's unacceptable. And what needs to happen is these young people, these parents, need to become empowered to know you do not have to accept. You're like, nah, man, my kid ain't playing on TV unless the school gets some money. Johnny, you ain't playing. And anybody who's going to recruit Johnny, they be like, okay, and maybe that's not the school for you. And maybe that'll be a great transition when we get on the Emoni base piece, man. But I'm tired of this, dog. I'm tired of these people just swooping in, getting all this bread off the kids. The kids got to struggle, and you go say, well, go out there with your name, image, and likeness. And as soon as he take a gift or something, y'all go get him. What you got, Patrick, before I get off of this? And I got to calm myself down.
In 2000, LeBron got drafted in 2003. So in 2002, Comcast ran a LeBron James high school game package for X amount of dollars in the state of Ohio.
So you can get all his games? You can buy a package to get all his games?
You could purchase with his name on it, a LeBron James high school package to watch his high school games.
But he was gonna get suspended for wearing a Mitchell and Ness jersey.
You know,
He was gonna get suspended for getting a $90 jersey. Okay, we're not done with this. We coming back to this.
So
we coming back. Hey, what they say in the movies? I'll be back. I'll be back. Be here when I get back. See what's gonna happen. So with that being said, man, that's one for you right there. We're gonna keep moving, man. Let's talk about Michigan State and their home opener. As I talked to Terry offline, this is no lock on the other school in Ann Arbor. They have a home opener actually against my alma mater, Western Michigan. But that's MAC versus Big Ten. But here go a Big Ten matchup, and let's call it what it is. I know Northwestern got this game circled. Northwestern had this game circled on their calendar. Like, okay. So with that being said, they're going to be getting out of here next week. That game will be on the 3rd, on the Friday, so they'll be getting out here soon. But Terry, I'll start with you. What is your prediction for this Michigan State Northwestern Big Ten Open?
I like that you said Northwestern has a circle, but it's not the same team from last year. I mean, they lost 2 first-rounders. One went to the Chargers, Rashawn Slater, the lineman, and then Greg Newsome went to my Browns. So they're losing some.
I know you have ownership in the Browns, Terry, but it makes sense now. Like what Browns?
Yeah. But I mean, Northwestern, they lost a lot of pieces, and then 2 of their big starters, lost due to injury. So I mean, Northwestern is a team. They're gonna be scrappy. They're not the favorite to win the West this year. So this is a good chance to get their get back against Michigan State last year. But I have the Spartans winning this game. I think this is a good chance for the Spartans to oppose their will as the aggressor this game. I think, with the, them having their starting quarterback, I think this would be good for them to oppose their will, come out and get a win.
This is a good chance.
I think that because they do have, I'm trying to think. But Michigan State is able to come together after the recruiting and all that stuff, come in and start off really strong. Northwestern's always been a strong program. Throughout the course of the years, they're really consistent, but I think this is their down year. I think this is a good chance for MSU to go 1-0 this week.
Wow, I like that. I can't really disagree with that, and that'll be good for the program. Because you said it's not the same Northwestern win. If Michigan State is successful, would that be considered a program win or no? Because it's not the same Northwestern team. I'm just curious.
I think anytime you get a win against a consistent program like that, like Northwestern, Iowa, Wisconsin, anytime you get a win like that as a new coach, it's always impressive to me because those coaches like Kurt Ferentz and I mean they know Paul Chris, like those guys know how to win games, and so if you're able to beat those guys, I think it's always good for Coach Tucker as a new coach coming in making a lot of noise. So being a consistent program is always impressive to me, because they've been there before, but also, again, it's the first game of the year. Everyone's ready. They got their popcorn ready, their feet up, relaxing, ready to watch MSU football. So anytime you come out and get a nice win on the road down there in Chicago, right off the coast, like right there on Lake Michigan, it's a good win.
Yeah, you're right. Patrick, I know we get into a topic that you love a lot. We got college football on deck for you. Before you give me your thoughts in general, my question to you is who needs this win more, Mel Tucker at Michigan State or Northwestern University?
Mel Tucker.
Why so?
Because he is Spartan, baby. We need every win we can get.
Okay.
We need them all. And I'm so happy that we have a diverse clan up here, guys, and Terry's a really nice guy, because this is not time for Mr. Nice Guy. We need to smack Northwestern, and they need to get smacked every year. You need to go there for academics and all that, but when it comes to sports, they're not prominent in anything, bro. Like, they've had a good couple of years. I respect their coach. Seems like he's a great guy. But if you're Michigan State and you're the Spartans, you look for that as a win every year.
Ooh.
And I'm not saying look ahead. I'm not saying look past. No. I'm just saying smack them. Every year it's Northwestern. It's Northwestern.
Let me ask you this. So are the Wildcats of Northwestern, are they posers? Are they posers in this Big Ten football game we talking about, in this Big Ten football league?
What have they done? They had a good year last year. What have they done though?
We went to
They went to the Big Ten
That's what I
championship
said.
against
They had a good
Haskins.
year
and them.
last year.
They went to the Big Ten championship a couple years ago.
More than University of Michigan.
It was 2 years ago, right? Or was it a year
Yeah,
ago?
when they played Haskins and them, when Ohio State beat them. Yeah,
Yeah.
They were
Right.
decent, but we should have blew them out a little bit more.
Yeah, but you know, they're to me, it's you're supposed to if Mel Tucker is what I think he is an elite coach. I really do. And I think that he's gonna make a statement as a head coach at Michigan State. I do.
Yeah.
You know, and if you want to be a successful team, it's me and my dad used to say all the time, you have to beat the teams that you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
You have to beat. Well, Indiana's really good now, but outside of that, like you have to beat those teams. Like, you know,
Maryland.
the only
Rutgers.
question marks should be Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan. Everybody else should be a smack over.
Say it again. Penn State, Ohio State, or Michigan. Those are the only ones that should be like, okay,
Yeah, all the other ones should be guaranteed.
run them.
Here.
Run that. I like that. I like that. I want to come to you, John. What's your What's your thought about this home opener, and to the point that both Terry and Patrick made? You know, what do you think? But just is this a check the box win for Mel Tucker? And let's move on to the next one.
Well, I think Michigan State's going to win the game, and I agree with Terry. There's 2 injuries, one on the defense and the tailback. They have a new quarterback coming in at Northwestern, but they have a very good defense. They have a lot of guys returning off a defense that knows how to play. And this is a defense that played tough against a lot of people. So you're going to have to scrap to get some points here because this is a good, solid program. Now, here's another thing, too, that people have to realize. With this TV money, with the money that they got from the college playoff, Indiana and Northwestern were way behind in facilities. Northwestern just spent $100 million on all brand new facilities. Okay, and they put it towards football, and they put it towards men's basketball. So they're not lagging behind. Now, they're still behind places like Michigan State, Ohio State are 2 of the top. They're the top places for facilities. Michigan State facilities are better than University of Michigan.
Wow.
Michigan can't carry their jock strap. And Mark D'Antonio used to always make sure that the weight room at Michigan State was 1 square foot larger than Ohio State.
Wow.
Okay? He had an inside guy, and when Ohio State went up, he went up. So, you know.
Hey, tell all the secrets, John. Tell all the secrets.
Well, I mean, I knew that. I learned that with having a conversation with him. But Michigan State, I think, is going to win the game. Like I said last week, he's got more depth. He's got more athletes, more guys that are better caliber players than he had last year. And I think Michigan State is going to surprise people. I really do. I think they're going to be better than what people think. Because you know what USA Today did to them yesterday, don't you?
Well, no, I don't. Tell us what they did.
They ranked Michigan State as one of the 10 worst teams in the country.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
That's billboard. That's whiteboard material.
Yesterday, they named the top 10 worst, and Michigan State was in it.
They
Ridiculous.
got them at like 5.5 games over and under. Like, what?
I mean, but what would be the rationale behind that?
Well, they obviously
They hate it.
someone
What'd you say, Patrick? Patrick said they hate it.
Somebody graduated from Michigan that wrote that.
someone hasn't heard about how he revamped this roster, but this is what they think of him. Like I said last week, Tucker's been around long enough, man. This is the rallying point. This is how you stick together. This is how you protect one another's back. Nobody thinks we can do anything. Let's go show them. So, I mean, I like Michigan State in this game. I really do.
I love it.
They are right now a 4.5 point underdog in Vegas.
For this game?
Yeah.
Wow.
Northwestern's favored by 4.5. Some places it's anywhere from 4.5 to 5.5. I looked it up. I looked at it this morning.
Great. Well, what we're going to do, guys, we're going to take a break. But before we do, we got some exciting news to announce. I'm glad Orlando was able to take a moment away from his whirlwind schedule. We've been talking about basketball for some time. Orlando, you've been doing a great job in putting together this one-of-a-kind event. Orlando, I want to put up some information for our viewers to listen and check out. You want to talk about this new opportunity for schools to get a chance to get their registration fee waived for our basketball event that's taking place?
Yeah, it's a fantastic opportunity. You guys can hear me, right? I'm coming in late. I apologize. So what we did, we wanted to kind of have some fun with this, and we decided let's put together a waive our registration fee contest. So our sponsors, we got with our sponsors, Bridgewater Interiors, the SPS Edge, Psychology Sports Solutions, hoopcoach.com, and Moneyball Sportswear. And we decided, hey, let's make a contest. 4 sponsors, 4 free registrations to the tournament at basketball. There's just 2 requirements that your team has to do to get 4 free registrations. And if you can put that back up and we can walk right through it.
Okay.
All your team needs to do is actually put on your social media the following. And let's make it true. Can your team beat ours? Let's find out. We're attending basketball October 29th through 31st at Grand Traverse Resort and Spa. Visit www.basketball.com for more information. Hashtag Moneyball, hashtag the SPS Edge, hashtag Hoop Coach, hashtag Bridgewater Interiors. We want your team to post that on your social media. Step number 2 to meet the criteria. We want every member of your team, and that includes assistant coaches, your team mom, everybody, to put on their social media, my coach loves his team, and our parents, we're competing at basketball, October 29th through 31st, being held at Grand Traverse Resort. Visit www.basketball.com for more information. Hashtag Moneyball, hashtag the SPS Edge, hashtag Hoop Coach, hashtag Bridgewater Interiors. And the first 4 teams that can prove to us, email us at info@teammichiganbasketball.com. Show us a picture that you've pushed it. Every player on your team, every coach has tweeted, put it on Instagram. What we asked you to do, we'll waive your fee.
Just like that. Well, you
Just
say,
like
Orlando,
that.
you want to see some receipts, as the kids say.
I want to see some receipts. Show us pictures. Take a screenshot of your 10, 15 players that tweeted it. We want to see a team page. All you guys got team pages. Screenshot it. Send it to us. $500 registration fee waived.
That's huge.
In October.
That's huge, and that's going to really help some people. Hell, Valley Sports need to get on this. So we want to stay with that. I want to also thank our other sponsors. Shout out to Horatio Williams and Horatio Williams Foundation. Got to see my guy H today. Got to see you today in the flesh too, Orlando. That was cool catching up. Gilead Sciences, as well as Dick's Sporting Good. So with that, we got some great things. We're going to make sure we talk about basketball more and this great opportunity. As you guys know, the SPS Edge is having its first SPS Stars Showcase. That's going to be next Saturday at Harper Woods High School. Looking forward to some great things. And also, we're going to be coming to Lansing October 16th. Terry like that. He don't got to go far. He could just go around the corner with that. We'll talk more about that. Okay, guys, we're back. I'm going to bring in the crew all over again. We're going to move on, and we're going to do some Monday Night Football recap. Terry, I know you was chomping at the bit. True football fan, just like Patrick is, as well as John. And, again, thank you, Orlando. Well, give us a recap for that Monday Night Football. What did you think about that, Terry?
I mean, I was really excited because, you know what, I'm a big fan of Jameis Winston. I'm a really big fan of Jameis Winston. I liked him when he was at Florida State. I liked him, coming into the draft against Mariota. I really like his game. He does, you know, some questionable, funny, goofy things about the W and all that, man. But he's a character, and I think missing him and having him sit under Drew Brees, I think really benefited him so much. I think that's so underrated. Being able to be scored by an all-time great like Drew Brees like that, and being able to sit, be in the film room, being with him. I love to see, you know, Jameis Winston's maturity this year, and we've seen it. I know it's preseason. Let me not get too excited, but I knew that when they signed him last year, I knew that was going to be a great play for not only the Saints, because Jameis Winston can throw the dang ball, and for himself because he's in a stable situation and he's able to get, be able to get pruned by Drew Brees. You know, Drew Brees helping him out, mechanics, you know, mental aspect of being an NFL quarterback for this good team this upcoming year. So I thought it was really dope. And also my guy, Trevor Lawrence, played really well. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be really good. I think with him, unlike the other athletes, he's in more of a bit of a, like, it's an experience this year. You know, Urban Meyer, first-year coach. I think Trevor Lawrence was in a pretty good battle with Gardner Minshew, but everyone knew Trevor was going to win. They named him the starting quarterback, so now he gets his guys ready. He's getting all the first-team reps. He's getting all that stuff. So I'm really excited for him. He made some really good throws that we've seen him make in college for the last 3 years. So I really like Trevor Lawrence, but I think that, you know, I think Winston was great. His attitude was great. The team was loving him. I love seeing him on the sideline. And if I hear another person talk about Taysom Hill is better than Jameis Winston, I might lose it, because Jameis Winston looked way better.
You don't want Terry to lose it. Terry, you don't want to keep everybody cool.
I mean, we had people last year saying, oh, Taysom Hill, it's his turn. I'm like, look, Jameis Winston, everybody talks about him throwing the 30 interceptions, but he also threw 30 touchdowns. And he was in the same system where Tom Brady was in now. And Brady's first couple of games, he was throwing interceptions. So it's the Bruce Arians offense where he wants you to throw the ball downfield. That's just his philosophy over there. So now if Jameis Winston's in a philosophy with Sean Payton, he wants to get his playmakers in good spots. He wants to get them in spots where they can use their speed. Alvin Kamara is going to be Jameis Winston's best friend. If you can just toss the ball 5 yards and give it to Alvin Kamara, he's going to get you 10. He's going to get you 15. He's going to get you more and more. So I think that situation, the stability is unreal, because you're in a team, they won a Super Bowl, they've been deep in the playoffs. Sean Payton's going to get his guys ready. And their defense was really good last year. They were the second seed last year. And now they got a quarterback that's fresh. He's juiced up. He's ready to redeem himself. I think the Saints are going to be a really good team, and they're going to give the Bucs a run for their money. I got them making the playoffs.
Yeah, I like that. And just like clockwork, our guy Aaron Mays has joined us. Aaron, you know, we really appreciate all you contribute, both on online and offline. And you must have been reading my mind. And to Terry's point about Jameis Winston, I got to be honest, man. I think it says a lot, because talk about somebody who had to go through the coals and get raked through the fire and the flame when they came into the NFL, and now when you have, you know, a story program like the New Orleans Saints looking to Jameis to be the leader, I think it's a great thing. And I think it also tells the story of, you know, when you had these athletes come out and they're highly touted as first-year players and as rookies, you got to give them some time to do just what Aaron said, mature both on the field and off the field. And Terry, I think you were right on when you talked about that. And Aaron, you came right in on time with that. Patrick, I'm going to come to you and just get your thoughts on what stood out for you for Monday Night Football, and what do you want to share on this recap?
I kind of like for 2 weeks in a row now, I kind of been stuck at the same place for the thing that stuck out most to me, and it is the rookie quarterback from the Jets.
Zach Wilkins.
Yeah, man, he looks so good throwing the ball. Like, I just it's I don't know if it's because it's the Jets and I haven't seen somebody a comfortable quarterback there in a while, or
it's been a while.
Am I impressed with him? I don't know. Like, I'm confused, but he's throwing the ball really good.
Yeah.
And I thought Justin Fields looked really good.
He got rocked though. He lost his helmet, didn't he?
Yeah, it was an illegal hit though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an illegal hit. And I don't know. Like, sometimes, you know, when you play football, sometimes it looks a lot worse than what it. Well, 99.9% of the time, it looks worse than what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and his helmet came off really fast. So I think it caught the right spot and just. I don't think he took any, pain there. Really.
Got all them little league coaches pointing to their players, say, "Strap up, make sure your chin strap is on tight."
Oh yeah,
kid.
I like that. John, when you think about Monday Night Football, I don't know if you and Patrick were arguing over the remote, over the past few days with that, but just you know what, I take that back. Ain't gonna be no argument. John, run it. John, run that remote from Patrick. But what's your thoughts on Monday Night Football? Any recap you want to share?
Well, I mean, everybody knows that Jameis Winston is a top flight athlete, a quarterback. I mean, you saw that in college. Now, what determines success is going to be his ability to want to be as good as he possibly can be.
His ability to want to be as good as he possibly. Okay, I got you with that.
And does he want to prepare himself physically and mentally? Does he want to be a leader of an NFL team with grown men that are tough? Okay, I mean, if he does these things, I mean, he's going to be successful. And I hope that that he has matured to the point where he appreciates the ability that he has, and now he shows it. Okay, and I wish him all the luck in the world, because I mean, I always go back to the same thing. The clock's closing in on 0-0-0, and he takes Florida State down the field to win a national championship.
Oh, man, he was so mature in that. I like that.
That's something that is huge, and he shows you that his ability. Now, he's had some hiccups along the way. Hey, let's hope he's there to perform and show us all what we know he's capable of doing.
Well, I mean, Terry and I were talking earlier, man, and it's like, how do you even prepare yourself for being a great high school, great collegiate athlete and turn around and come and don't have issues? Hell, they've been giving them free crab legs in college all these years. Then they decide they go turn in a videotape when he just did what they normally do. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is not a Tom Brady who is very calculated in what he says. But again, I think it's a great redemption opportunity. And it also says one more thing, too. And Orlando, if you want to share anything on Monday Night Football, I'll definitely go to you. But it says one more thing, too, I think it's very important for people to remember. If you are qualified, and I'm careful with that term because we all know how qualified can be a funny term depending. But if they need you and you decent, they gonna work with you because ain't nobody saying nothing about Jameis Winston in this past. At least New Orleans not having that. The New Orleans media is not running these exposés about, this is the quarterback we have to have. They're like, no, man, Drew Brees is gone. Jameis Winston's our best opportunity to have success. Shut the noise. We're moving on. So I think that's a very telling story that if you just stay the course despite what's going on and you can bring value, maybe that's probably what I want to emphasize. If you can bring value, it can overcome those issues you may have gone. Orlando, I don't know what you're thinking. I know you've been burning the midnight oil. I don't know if you're
burning the midnight oil. Yeah, but I mean, looking at different publications and everything else, if he can stay the course, there are pundits out there, there are writers out there that actually believe that Winston will lead the league in passing this year.
Wow. Patrick ain't feeling that.
And it's more than one, it's more than two. They actually believe this.
It ain't Patrick Rutherford, I'll tell you that.
No, it's not Patrick Rutherford.
But top five.
But the point is, if you look at the program that he's in, and if you look at the program that they run, he's going to be given every opportunity to do that. And it's just a point of whether he's mature enough to have the right mindset to take advantage of the opportunity that they're going to give him.
Yeah. And I think what
we also can't forget that if you just take it back the last few years when he's a starting quarterback, he will give you 40 touchdowns. Don't get me wrong. He will throw 40 touchdown passes. He will give you 4,500 yards and 40 touchdowns. But guess what? He's going to give you 30 picks with that 40.
It's the system.
30 picks, bro. It's going to be ridiculous.
You know what?
It's a calculated risk.
Yeah, to Orlando's point, and shout out to Aaron Mays. He said Winston will be fine under Sean Payton's tutelage.
And you also have to when it comes to Jameis, I don't believe he has the weapons at receiver like he did when he was in Tampa. Does he? Mike Thomas, yes, he's one of the top guys.
You know,
Callaway.
Well, to your point, Patrick, about Jameis Winston with 40 touchdowns but 30 picks. I'll say this as we transition off topic to get to something else. When I was having experience promoting parties years ago, Terry, you cover your ears because you're not able to legally drink right now. But they had something in the bar called a spill list, meaning that they made accommodations that they were going to drop so many bottles of alcohol that they made an accommodation for us. So clearly the Saints are like, yeah, we might get them 30 INTs, but we're going to go with these 40. And I think that's just part of it, you know, going forward. But we have to keep an eye on that. I like how what's that?
He got LASIK.
That could happen a lot, but is LASIK in the fingertips too when you throw it and it comes off, you know?
Well, I think, you know, he said that, you know, he struggled at seeing that far down the field, and if he just saw a receiver open, he just throw it. Like a lot of his stuff has been instinct.
Yeah, and as we talked about before, John said it, we've said it, that window gets very smaller. It's so much more smaller when you get to the NFL. Everything is faster. We're going to go on to another topic, man. I appreciate you guys. I try not to be sentimental, as I was kind of on my soapbox a while ago, man. But on Monday, along with Monday Night Football, we celebrated the birthday of the late, great Kobe Bryant, man. I just wanted to take this opportunity to kind of acknowledge that. And as I was telling Terry, you know, when I post the clip of, you know, what we're going to be talking about, and I get the likes, which I appreciate, sometimes I don't even know what people are responding to, which is it the discussion on Emoni, is it their love for Kobe, whatever. But, you know, he's still having a lasting impact. And I can't really relate to any other great superstars that have passed, especially in this viral social media world. But it's almost like the legacy of Kobe Bryant is living up to who he was when he was alive. It's like he's just as mythical gone as he was when he was here. And it's sad, it's tragic, but it's like, you know, I got inspired by a Kobe Bryant quote recently. It was Phil Handy, you know, current coach for the assistant coach for LA Lakers. And he was on a podcast. He was on the Up and Smoke podcast. And I'll say this and I'll go to you, Terry. But Phil got nothing but street cred out here with these athletes and players and the guys he trains. He actually took a pay cut to come be the assistant coach for the Lakers. Now, you imagine what that's like. But he posed a question to Kobe. He said, Kobe, why are you such an asshole, man? And because they have a relationship, he was able to ask him. And he said, Phil, you know why? You know why? He said, because I work too hard. He said, I see these guys come in 10 minutes before practice and leave right after. He said, I ain't passing them the ball. I ain't passing them the ball because I don't believe in their work ethic. Let me tell you something. I'm an early riser. I get up to get it in. But, man, when I saw that, man, I jumped up out the bed, man. I mean, so I say that to say Kobe is gone, but look at the impact he's having where I get it. He's like, look, man, you got to keep working. And I think that's, you know, people get past that. And maybe social media, one of the flaws of social media is that you can post something and because you get a response, you think you're done. But the late, great Kobe Bryant said, man, you got to keep going, man. So I was really taken by that. Terry, when we talk about celebrating, you know, Kobe Bryant's birthday, of course, his tragic passing, what do you think about, you know, during this time when you hear that?
I think you're right on the money with his impact. And as you see, like, a lot of the players that are breaking loose and having really good seasons are guys that Kobe mentored. Like Giannis talks about Kobe a lot. Trae Young, another Kobe guy, you know what I mean? Tweeting about him all the time. You know, Kobe told me this. That's important. I mean, these dudes are literally exploding, and they just talk about their experience with Kobe. Jason Tatum, Kyrie, of course. Like, different guys are like, man, like, Kobe really, you know, got on my game. Kobe critiqued me. They all go down into the Mamba Academy and get right. You know what I mean? So, like, that Mamba Academy, I think, was super deep because it allowed Kobe and allow other players to get on the level with Kobe for a moment. He wasn't going to let you be there too long, but really dive deep and be like, this is the life of an athlete right here. If you want this, you got to do this. And I think that a lot of these players are starting to reap what they sowed and work so hard because they were able to have that tough talk with Kobe. Because I'm sure he got on their work ethic too. and was like, look, if you want to get this, I got this. But if y'all want to get here, y'all going to have to do these things to get here, which is working hard, getting there early, getting extra time, treating this like it's a job. This is a privilege to be in the league. And so I think seeing these players that are having such breakout years,
D. Booker, Devin Booker,
Kobe, it's amazing though. I think it's something good that Kobe is showing his impact, and I think it's going to prolong because Kobe's had his impact on generations before and now, you know, in my generation. So I think it's really deep to see him have such an impact over these years.
That's it.
We lost. Okay, my guys are back for a second. You go ahead, Orlando. You were going to share something while we get John and Patrick.
I just want to agree with Terry because as I, you know, I still consider myself a young man as old as I am.
You are old. You are.
Yeah. But my whole thing for a young man to come into the league, because, you know, coming from Detroit, I've never been a Lakers fan and never really been that Kobe fan. But you have to respect Kobe in every way. For that young man to come into the league and to display the work ethic and the seriousness that he took to this game, it's just impressive. And that work ethic, that commitment, his dedication to the game, he was planting seeds the entire time he was in the NBA. And now we're seeing those seeds blossom in other players.
Mm-hmm.
He had the right idea. He knew the formula. And he didn't keep the formula to himself. He shared it.
Yeah. And it's so interesting because I want to be able to bring Patrick and John in on that. I'll tell a very quick story. I was watching the podcast again, and Gilbert Arenas was on it. And over the years, Kobe had been encouraging Gilbert to come back and coach. And Gilbert was saying, no. And part of the tragedy of his death, man, he said that when Kobe passed or when the helicopter went down, Gilbert tweeted. Like, people don't know this. He tweeted, I think Kobe was on a helicopter. Because Gilbert knew his schedule. Because they were like, that's like, you know, me being on the road and God forbid something happened. Orlando was like, Lindsay was just driving. I was just talking to him. But he took the tweet down. Because people were saying, oh, don't say that. You know how we get, don't say that. He was okay. But he was accurate. He was like, dude. So Gilbert put it out there and was accurate right when it happened, but pulled it back because of how social media is. Aaron gave you kudos, Orlando, saying, well said, Coach Orlando. Absolutely. With that. John, while we have you, anything you want to share on reflecting on the birthday of Kobe Bryant?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, one of the greatest of the greatest in all arena of sports. I mean, you know, I'm with Orlando. I was never a Lakers guy, but you always couldn't stand Kobe because he could play. But you respect. He's one of the great players in the history of professional sports, and his attitude. That's what I was trying to explain with Jameis Winston. You know, here's a guy that combined talent with preparation. And, I mean, what a pleasure to watch play basketball. I mean, do things on the floor, but, man, tough up between the ears.
Yeah.
Man, one of the toughest guys between the ears that's ever put on a pair of sneakers.
And did not rest on his laurels, did not rest on his success. I mean, another story as we get ready to transition to a break. Dwayne Wade talked about when they were training, I think, for the Olympics, and he had a session with Kobe, and they went in at night, and he came back, and Kobe was still there in the morning, still sweating, full sweat. And I think the standard he set was amazing. What we're going to do, guys?
One other thing.
Please, John.
You got to take your hat off to how smart this dude was. I mean, for, you know, he grew up in other places around the world, and he was a worldly person. You got to tip your cap for how smart he was.
Yeah,
and how smart he was with every penny he made and the decisions that he made. I mean, he was as smart as he was good on the hard court.
I like that comparison. What we want to do, guys? You got something to share, Terry? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. I got to share it too. The WNBA.
Go ahead.
Like Kobe's impact on the WNBA as well. Girl, like Brianna
Thank you.
Stewart, Drew Lloyd. The WNBA, man, what he's done for them and giving the exposure, and him just realizing it takes a lot of guts to be like, man, like I have a daughter, she plays basketball, and unfortunately she passed, but him to be able to have the guts to be like, look, I understand, we need to support these women, these young women playing the sport that they love. So big kudos to him. I love hearing his story about his relationship with every WNBA player and how he told them, hey, stick up for your game, keep playing. You got my support, you got my money. Big kudos to him for sure.
Yeah, and Gigi was cold with it too. We're gonna take another quick break, guys. Again, we want to thank Horatio Williams and the Horatio Williams Foundation. He has some big events coming up in December that we'll talk about after we get through the showcase, as well as basketball. Also, Gilead Sciences for their support, and we're gonna have another commercial brought to you by Team Michigan, talking about basketball that's coming up. So stay with us. We see you guys in 1 second.
You know who it is, baby. And I'm here to tell you about the new youth basketball tournament in Michigan. Team Michigan Basketball has done the work. It's prime time. They are PTPers, baby. Get ready for a scary good basketball tournament Halloween weekend at the venue of all venues, Baby Grand Traverse Resort. I'm talking about a diaper dandy, baby. I mean awesome with a capital A. A basketball tournament that is designed with the entire family in mind. Escape to a 900-acre northern Michigan resort just outside of Traverse City. Enjoy 54 holes of championship golf, spa, indoor-outdoor tennis, indoor water playground, fitness center, private beach club, 4 restaurants, shopping, and now basketball. I can't wait, baby! It's the stay to play that will make your day! Halloween weekend 2021. Check it out at www.boosketball.com. Register your team soon. This one is going to fill up quickly. A basketball tournament at a resort. That's a slam bam jam, baby!
That's right, folks. It's going to be coming up real soon. It's going to be an exciting time, Orlando. You know I'm going to be in the building getting my swerve on, man, as my homeboy
There we go.
Javin Foreman would say. We got Terry back in. So I guess Patrick must have been a true heart Detroit fan. He didn't even want to talk about Kobe Bryant and the Lakers. He couldn't.
Like he walked out the room.
He walked out the room. He walked off the set. He couldn't even handle it. I say that jokingly. We want to talk about something that's big. And, John, I know we're going to kind of come back to you, but I know you probably was working the phones, man. The phones are probably smoking as we start getting this information about an announcement that was, from my understanding, that was due to be tomorrow. But you know how things happen. They just go ahead and happen. Emoni Bates is going to Memphis, baby. He's going to be a Memphis Tiger down there in the building, back-to-back with Penny. See them are those a pair of Memphis Jays in the back? You know, the black with the blue. What they say, the university blue or the royal blue. But I think one thing I want to say that's huge about this move is you see the dial of Little Penny down at the foot of Emoni Bates. And I think what's that telling people like, oh, yeah, we're about to really go hard with it. What a great fit. And I just think that it was probably the best move, no question. And it's amazing that until you had an onslaught of these young African-American coaches like Juwan Howard, like Penny Hardaway, it seemed like Michigan State could have been the best fit for what they could have got. But this has transcended, and now there's a cultural dynamic. And the last thing I'll say to that, anybody who wants to make it a negative based on Penny Hardaway being an African-American coach, he has not only Rasheed Wallace, you know, the king of trash talk, but Hall of Famer Larry Brown right there too. Terry, when you finally got the news that Emoni Bates was going to Memphis, let me ask you this. Were you surprised? And 2, what was your overall thought on it?
I'm not surprised. You know, Patrick brought up a great point about the guy committing before him, a great player. So I think I'm not surprised at all. I think it's a great opportunity for him. One, you know, because of his age, he may be there for 2 years, or he may go to G League after 1. So I think that's something that to look forward to in the future. But my overall thought about it, man, I think this is a great opportunity for Penny because Penny lost a great player that he didn't get to coach the whole season, James Wiseman, a couple years ago. And so I think this is a great opportunity for Penny to really, you know, he was there for Wiseman too, but I think it's a difference between in-game coaching a guy than just like off the court coaching him. And I think this is very huge. I think, you know, with Emoni playing where Memphis is going to get some big games coming up in the season, hopefully schedule some big ones. But I think with that NBA pedigree, you know, with Larry Brown and, you know, having Penny Hardaway right there with him, I think that it's really cool for him to be mentored by guys like that. And he's relatable too. I mean, I got to say it, but I think Penny Hardaway will be able to relate better to Emoni Bates other than like guys like Izzo and those other coaches, but Juwan Howard possibly too. But it's a difference between relating to a guy who played in the pros, had the spotlight on him a little bit in the league, been in the NBA Finals, played in the NBA playoff, played against Jordan, played against some top guys, and knows what it takes to get, and he knows what it takes to get in the league. So I think it's a perfect opportunity that Penny didn't really get having James Wiseman last a couple of years ago. But I think it's really cool to see him get another top guy, two top guys, being able to groom them and have a really good run in Memphis. I'm really happy for him.
Yeah. Somebody that you're familiar with, Terry, Hoop Baller Scoop. Shout out to Hoop Baller Scoop. He's always on it, posing very interesting questions. This question right here, man. This is for a show within itself. He says, question: how much did Tom Izzo's thing with Aaron Henry and Gabe Brown, who is Imani's close friend, on the national stage maybe affect him not going there? Okay, very good point. And is MSU2 structured, like many say, like it's a bad thing? Hey, Hoop Baller Scoop, I know you out here working really hard, man. I appreciate you watching the show and throwing that question. And you really kind of, you know, teed it up really good, man, because, right, there is a relationship there. And who knows if that incident with Gabe Brown in Michigan State versus UCLA was like enough to make Elgin Bates, the dad, or even Emoni Wentz, like, I'm not really feeling that. And to Terry's point, you know, Penny having played against MJ. I mean, he has so many things he's done, Orlando, that's transcended what a Tom Izzo can offer. And I know we'll get into that when we talk to John about it too. But Orlando, what do you think as it relates to Hoop Baller Scoop's question? Again, Hoop, appreciate that. What do you think about what he put out there and how much validity there may be in that question?
I think there's a lot of validity in that question. And I think that, you know, Emoni, and we've discussed it here before, you know, I think I'm gonna reach out there. I think John agrees with me, and you guys may agree with me. Emoni is questionable, and has always been questionable to me in terms of talent and where he's ranked. You know, but they say don't believe the hype. You know, we've seen a lot of these players hype, but I think at the end of the day, it was a good move for Emoni, but it was an even better move for Penny in his program, because the point is that Emoni has that capability, and there's all that expectations that he's going to make that next move to the NBA. And what Penny needed to prove to every other recruit out there is that we can make NBA players coming out of here again. This is going to be the place. So it is good for Emoni. Much better for Penny, because now if he can make that magic happen, and he's going to work his ass off to make it happen, he's going to improve his program 4 or 5-fold, because he's going to get the recruits that he thinks that he deserves.
I like that. Before I go to John, I want to bring up Aaron's point, man. Aaron, I don't know what kind of mental telepathy you got going on, man, while you be like coming right in on what's going on. He said, good move for Bates. Still does not guarantee Memphis will get to the Final Four. The jury is still out regarding Penny and his coaches. So here's what I'll say to that. And I got my man Rod Wilson on deck. I'm going to bring his comment up in a second.
Aaron Mays should be shameful. The jury's out on Penny as a coach?
Aaron, he coming for you, Aaron. You know how you get him going, Aaron. So this is what I want to say about this, Patrick. Check this out. I wonder if the same deference is going to be given to Penny Hardaway that was given to John Calipari with his statement. And John, you can back me up on this. When John Calipari said, I'm not here to win national championship. I'm here to get my guys to the NBA. John Calipari said that. He said his goal is to get $1 billion in contracts. And I'm wondering if Penny is saying, okay, it would be great to get a Final Four. It would be great to get a national championship. but I'm here to set these guys up to be successful. So I'm just curious to know whether we have to look later in the season, guys. Terry, you're really good with reminding me on things that if the same deference can be given to Penny to that. Let me add a few more comments, man. We got this one, Buzz. Maybe this is what all the likes I got on social media was about this topic right here. I got my guy, Rod Wilson, in the building, my consigliere, my wartime consigliere. Apparently, one of the recruiting pitches was that Penny equate Pace to Penny and Durant to Shaq. Yeah. I mean, why not? And they can tell you how I can get. I mean, think about it. How many programs in the country, guys, with the exception of LSU or wherever the Shaquille O'Neal children are going, with the exception of those three, how many programs can a phone call be made and Shaquille O'Neal is probably going to walk through the door? And I think that's an opportunity that Penny has like no other. Aaron said that Penny can definitely recruit, but let's see his coaching acumen. Okay, in all fairness, Patrick, he putting that back at you. You know what I'm saying? Patrick, you kill me. Patrick, you can't play poker, man, because you roll your eyes so fast.
Okay. But hold on. But the thing is,
hold on, Patrick. Hold on. Let me get a few more. Hold on. You next, Patrick. You up next. Aaron also said, I'm sorry. Aaron was referring to Rod. Aaron said, and we appreciate you, Aaron. Rod, his staff is top notch, but still Penny has to pull the strings. And lastly, Rod came back and said Larry Brown and Rasheed Wallace on staff, coaching will be fine. But you know what? Okay, but wait a minute. Let me play devil's advocate, and I'm going to put my shoulder next to Aaron right now. Yeah, man, these are great players, but like I learned in politics a long time ago, Orlando and John, you guys know about this. You can be like, man, they got a lot of lawn signs, but lawn signs don't vote. Can you transition what's up here, as John said earlier, really, tough between the ears? Can Larry Brown, can Penny Hardaway, can Rasheed Wallace and others transition that down to be able to get success on a collegiate level? Maybe on a high school level, maybe in the state of, Tennessee. But I think, Patrick, and I'm going to you, there's some fairness and validity to what Aaron is saying.
There is, Lindsay, but this is the point. We need to separate, and this is where the key is. We need to separate coaching and player development.
Okay.
Penny's and his staff right now is NBA player development. Coaching is second. They don't, that Final Four, a national championship. Okay, that'd be nice down the road, but I know I got a job and my contract is going to continue every year if I'm feeding folks to the NBA and we really hitting player development. Separate. Oh, there it is. You said it yourself.
No, I was repeating what you said. I think that was an excellent quote.
Okay. Right.
So I'm wondering, as I go to you, Patrick, I'm wondering if the university regents or whatever structure that University of Memphis has, if they're saying, look, man, yeah, we want a Final Four, yeah, we want a national championship, but if you have done this, and I think I remember Penny saying this in his press conference, I want to put Memphis back on the map. Now that's a different statement because I'm big on language. That's a different statement compared to saying I'm going to hang a banner in X amount of seasons. He said, I'm going to put Memphis back on the map. All their games are going to be filled. Who know? Hell, Valley Sports may try to do a deal down there and run a deal with them. All these things are going to happen. So I just think Penny's the expectations that Penny's bosses have put on him may just be, hey, man, keep that going. We'll take that next to a national championship. And lastly, as I go to you, Patrick, everyone wants a chip. I know that. But isn't this kind of right up under that, short of a national championship, short of a Final Four, short of a deep NCAA tournament run, that you get the notoriety where you can bring in the top players? And I promise you, Patrick, I'm going to bring you up, but I want to see what Aaron has to say. Aaron says, so what you're saying, Orlando, is we just get players to develop, but not win the chip. I mean, I kind of said that too. But
let me say this to Aaron. Aaron, proper player development. If you do that, the byproduct of that process is the championship.
Right.
So proper player development creates a culture. Go ahead, right. Terry. Then we go get Patrick and John. I'm sorry, guys. We've been kind of going with this. Go ahead, Terry.
One more thing, like you see these top players in the league, a lot of them weren't on championship teams in college. So I mean, like Trae Young, such a great player. He's from Oklahoma. Like, if I'm mistaken, they lost to what, Rhode Island in the first round. Like, I mean, it's like a lot of these top players. Like, same with the NFL. I mean, you could win championships, but like a lot of top players that you see in the league making that bread, making that money, aren't players on those championship teams. Like Frank Kaminsky, great player. They went to the national championship game. He's not good in the league. Like, it's all about player development nowadays. Can you give me the league? Can you guarantee me a lottery pick? That's something that Penny's going to really, I think that's something that he needs to focus on. I see it.
Yeah. I think we've kind of hit on something, guys, as I get ready to bring Patrick and John in. I love the question. One, the statement that Orlando made, separate coaching and player development, and then Aaron's follow-up. I think it's really about timing. It's like, you want the championship when they're a senior in high school to get the notoriety to go somewhere, i.e. Emoni Bates. Okay, I won a championship in high school. I'm the best player in the state I can go. But damn, as soon as you get to college, you got to switch to the player development part with the hope of having a player that's going to stay 2 to 3 years maybe that can develop. So it's almost like I think it's an ebb and flow. The priority goes to championship, the player development. Because right now, what's the most important thing in the NBA right now? Player development. We looked at with an opposite sport, Jameis Winston, in football, how it took some time, whether it was LASIK surgery, whatever it may be. Something to keep in mind. But I will definitely get you. But Aaron is up again. Aaron says, but these players won't stay around long enough to do it. You're right, man. But I think it's whatever.
That's what I was going to say,
Wait a minute. You was going to agree with something Aaron said?
Uh-oh.
I mean, he's,
I can't help it. I love messing with you too. What's up, Patrick? Go ahead.
I mean, I disagree with him where the jury's out on Penny as a coach. I disagree with that, but
let me ask you a question though. I mean, how are we ranking coaching success? And I love Penny for the record. I love when he pulled up the black and black Team 7.
Everything is personal opinion, so however you want to rank it,
Okay, let me ask you this: who's a successful coach? Who's been a successful coach in college basketball in the last 2 to 3 seasons? And before you say a name, why are you saying that name? Kind of like how we do. Who gets the money? Say again.
Who's had successful seasons in the last 2-3 years?
Okay, so you said it. Successful seasons. So
the guy that went from Romulus to Buffalo to Alabama.
That's Nate Oates.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah.
Sure is.
Yeah. Terry, that dude right there has had a good year. So we're talking about
the
your
old coach
team.
from Texas had a good year at Tennessee 2 years ago. I mean, we could go all day.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna keep watching this, and I love what's happening with that. But give me your thoughts on it before I get John thoughts. I think John laying back in the cut. Ain't no telling what bomb John go drop on us.
He's proven to be a top-notch recruiter.
Which is an element of being a great coach.
He's proven to be a top-notch recruiter. Now, everybody that I've talked to blows so much smoke up Juwan Howard's ass. Hey, if you're a big man and you want to go to the league, wouldn't you go play for him?
Look at my face, Patrick.
I'd rather go play for Rasheed Wallace. He was a multiple-time All-Star, scored way more points than Juwan Howard.
Wait a minute. What's that comment about? What you saying? You saying Juwan Howard's overblown?
Absolutely, I am. I believe he's extremely overrated. I think he's a great guy, good coach, all that stuff.
There.
I don't think he's elite like everybody says, but I think there's a little bit too much smoke goes that way. I mean, just like you just said, Aaron May said, well, what did Penny do? What has Juwan Howard done?
Well, who ball the scoop? He's back on it again. He said, wasn't Duke in 2015 the last national title team with all freshmen starting? It's hard to win with one and dones. Kentucky in 2012 did it. So you're pretty much saying unless you got 3 to 4 year players hoops that you're not going to be able to find success and get these national championships. But the trade-off is you had a Hall of Fame coach in Coach K. Let me go to John. John, what's your take? You've been laying in the cut on this. I don't know. I should have called you a couple nights ago before the announcement was made to tell us what size shoe Emoni was wearing and what he was going to wear at the press conference for Memphis. I know you probably was sitting on something. But tell us what you think about this move with Emoni going to Memphis. And secondly, without you using your inside information, did you see that happening with him not staying on Michigan State's radar?
Well, let's start with Tom Izzo was in the door first. Had a chance, couldn't close. He was there. The young man committed to him. He couldn't close the door, so he's out. 2 weeks ago, I said that Emoni Bates would end up at Memphis. I think it's a good move for him. Now,
why do you think it's a good move, John? Why do you think it's a good move?
Well, I'll tell you why. Remember how Penny Hardaway played basketball? Do you remember what he was when he played?
He was an anomaly. They called him a hybrid. They didn't quite know what position he was in and all that.
What did he do? Did he play point guard some?
Yeah, he did. He transitioned. He changed the role a little bit.
This is what he's got. That's how he got Emoni Bates. He told Emoni Bates, the only thing we don't have in Memphis right now is someone with the rock in their hand. You're going to be that guy. Now I know it's old stuff, but watch this. This is what I'm going to make you. That's how he got him.
And he knew that Tom could not say or sign up for that. He probably could show tape that wasn't going to happen. And I'll tell you one other thing. Let me add this real quick, Patrick, and I'll come to you. I do know for a fact when Michigan State lost to Syracuse, I ended up having a conversation, and Emoni's dad wasn't happy with Jaren Jackson, and I believe who else was it? Nick Ward, who was on the bench. I remember that conversation. So with that being said, I think we can argue about the jury being out on Penny's coaching style, but I think it's going to be a different perspective. So I didn't mean to take that time away from you, Patrick. What do you think?
Well, I was just saying, don't forget about the Nike connection.
But it's Nike in Spartan country too.
I'm talking about Penny Hardaway is one of the biggest athletes.
Okay. Beyond just the team shoe, this is like we're gonna brand you.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that Penny can call somebody at Nike easier than Tom Izzo, easier than all those guys because he's been in the buildings. They sell his shoes. He's still in the building.
Because that Penny phone spot.
Penny Hardaway's flying to Beaverton, Oregon, multiple times a year. They still sell his product.
You're saying there ain't no Nike Izzos out there, but there's some pennies out there.
There are Penny Hardaway shoes that come
and
out.
Again, pay attention to the little penny right there. They about to bring out little penny again, dog. Think about what that's gonna do for name, image, and likeness. So it's gonna be little money.
You got to think about little money. You got to think about Jalen Duran. He was a Nike boy. Like those two boys.
Oh yeah, they stay with it. They stay with it. Their loyalty is there. Guys, this conversation has been amazing. We have one more topic we're going to discuss with the time that we have. And I want to thank you guys, man. I want to thank everyone who's chimed in. Hoop Ball and Scoop, I know you're out there working hard, man. I appreciate you chiming in. You know, always a welcome on this platform. Aaron as well, Rod as well. But the last thing I want to talk about, guys, we got to talk about that list. You know, we're working back from our top 50. We talked about them last week. We're working our way back. So, Terry, I know you good with doing your homework, man. I'll start with you. As we talk about what's our number now? We're going from
40 to 31.
Thank you. 40 to 31, top 50 players. And Terry was like, hey, man, run the tape back. I got to see my list to make sure my numbers are straight and all that. So, Terry, what you got for us as we get ready to go through these? Are you on mute? I put you on mute. Maybe you go. Hold on for a second. There you go, Terry.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, so I got James Harden at 40. I got Patrick Ewing at 39. I got AD at 38.
I got
George.
Did you say AD?
Who said AD, Patrick?
I just didn't hear him. I'm
sorry. Okay. Hey, I don't know if that was an AD or AD. I didn't know which AD that was.
AD, yeah. I got AD at 38, right? 38. I got Iverson at 37. Gervin at George Gervin at 36.
Look at you going back with Gervin, huh?
Going back.
I got Clyde Drexler at 35.
Clyde, you know what? I'm sounding like Patrick, but in all fairness, when you said Stockton at one time, I gotta say respect. Okay, Clyde Drexler, I ain't tripping. Michael Jordan be mad about that.
Clyde, I think I said I got Clyde at 35, right? 35?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay,
yeah.
And then I got Clay. I got David Robinson at 34. Then I got Klay Thompson at 33.
Wow, I
Klay
like
Thompson
that.
at 30. I got Klay up there. I got Klay up there.
You like that splash, brother, huh?
Holy cow!
Don't kill me. Don't get
You say you hit with the holy cow, Patrick?
Holy cow!
33. And then I got Rick Barry 32, and I got Giannis at 31.
Wow. Okay. We go. It is what it is.
Top 50 player.
Okay.
I got Giannis. I got Giannis.
Aaron said he meant to send a list. So okay, Aaron. So what you can do, Aaron, is after you hear everyone shares there, you can say who's your list is closest to. And it's probably gonna be close to your stepbrother, Patrick. But you can share who the list is most closest to.
And I put together some numbers too. Now I just threw something together.
That's fine. What you got, O?
Man, we're gonna go. I want Patrick. Look up.
I'm looking.
We need to see your facial expression as I go down this list. All right, we're going 40 to 31, right?
Yeah.
Number 40. Kevin McHale.
Okay. King of Pump Fake.
A little low, but okay.
All right. 39. Bob Cousy.
Okay.
38. John Havlicek.
Wow.
Low. Okay.
37. Bob Pettit.
Wow.
That's low too.
Okay.
Number 36. Dominique Wilkins.
Neek.
Ooh, that's high. I had lower.
Right. 35. Patrick Ewing.
And hold on for a second.
Wait a minute, sir. Wait a minute,
Hey.
sir. You put Patrick Ewing above Kevin McHale.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what he did, Patrick.
Yes, I did.
Oh my goodness.
And hold on for a second. And hold on. Hey, Monty Williams out there, we got you. We're gonna put you up there in a second, Monty. Stay tuned. I'm gonna come right back to you, Monty Williams. Okay.
34. Clyde Drexler.
Okay.
33. Elvin Hayes.
Come on. I love it.
32. Elgin Baylor.
Uh-huh.
And last but
That's
not least,
low.
number 31. Steve Nash.
Steve Nash.
Oh.
Ooh.
Orlando.
Hey, if we was over at
First of all-
Z's or the Village Orlando,
First of
it would
all-
be some drinks moving around and people would be arguing. The table would be
First
shaking.
of all, excuse me.
Hold on,
Orlando-
Patrick. Hold on. I'm gonna hold on. We'll hold on for you, okay, Patrick? Just hold tight.
right.
Patrick looking super offended right now.
That's
I want to shout out to Monty Williams. Monty, thank you for sharing. Monty jumped in. He said, number 1, Michael Jordan. Number 2, Magic Johnson. Number 3, Kobe Bryant. LeBron James and Kareem. That was similar to one of our a couple weeks ago. I think a lot of us were good with that. And I think the only thing may have been what happened with Kareem. Monty also comes on and says, who y'all think is better overall, Pippen or Wilkins? Because Pippen made the top 50 in 1997, but Wilkins didn't. He just chimed in. No, Monty, we appreciate you chiming in. I would have to say the machine.
Do not sleep on Kareem.
Don't sleep on Kareem.
Yeah,
Number 5 don't do. You got to put him up first.
And what you kind of giving us, Monty, what we may do after we get through this total list, I'm going to go to Aaron before I go to his stepbrother, Patrick, is that we'll probably go back and revisit that 1997 top 50 list. And I'm saying that to Monty Williams. We appreciate you checking in and staying in with us. And to your question about Pippen or Wilkins, I think Wilkins got a raw deal in the NBA, period. He just wasn't he wasn't part of the hype machine. What Monty say? I'm a baby. Don't judge me. Ain't no judgment around here, Monty.
You said
Don't judge
baby
me at all.
didn't get a fair shot in the league?
I think that Dominique was not a part of the same hype machine that was behind the Bulls, that was behind Michael Jordan, that was behind Scottie Pippen.
Pippen, but you talking about Dominique.
I was saying Dominique. I said he wasn't. So Monty made it. Monty, you good, man. We respect all opinions, no matter what your age is, so don't worry about that. So before we go, we're going to, this will be a good set. We'll get Aaron.
We can't
Aaron
talk about how bad Orlando's list was first?
We're going to just wait. We're going to wait till you can say that when we get to your list.
Patrick.
I think, you know why you probably said that, Lando? You probably said it because it was the older guys you were saying.
No, the older guys he mentioned were that's too low. John Havlicek is better than a top 40. John Havlicek is a 30 guy.
You better correct. Monty's a female. You better correct that.
I'm talking about you. I'm not talking about Monty. I'm talking about you, sir.
You don't like my list. Okay.
I said
like
John
yours.
Havlicek. First of all, you put Steve Nash above John Havlicek, and who'd you put? What was 32?
My 32 is Elgin Baylor.
And you put Steve Nash above Elgin Baylor.
Yes.
This man's never won nothing in his life.
It's a different game.
Oh,
I was
my
good.
God.
Different.
I got
skill
Elgin.
sets.
I got Elgin a little higher though. I got Elgin up there like.
Come on, man.
Like
Elgin's
top-
top
maybe top
25.
He top. I was gonna say he my top 25.
My God, hold on. I booted myself out. Wait a minute. Breaking news. Monty's a female. My bad, Monty. Monty
Orlando
said
just
she a
said that.
baby and a female. I knew that haircut looked low. Monty, you good over here. We appreciate you. It's funny hearing y'all. Okay, Patrick, you can talk more about what you feel about Orlando's in a second, but I got to get Aaron's in. Aaron been on standby.
We gotta hear Aaron's.
Yep, got it. Yeah. Aaron says McAdoo, Kuzi, Ivo, Kidd, Nash. I'm thinking that's Willis Reed, Ewing, Drexler, Alex English. He was a scorer. I know that for sure. And Stockton. I like that. I like that. Wow. And I didn't get nothing from Patrick on that. So that's interesting. I don't know if he's just waiting. Okay. Patrick, we're going to go to you and again. Monty, you are welcome. We want to see you back on the show. Thank you very much. Patrick, you are up right now, followed by John, and we'll be able to wrap up. What a great show we're having. I appreciate you guys. What you got, Pete?
At 40, I got Bob Cousy.
Okay.
Oh my God, Bob Cousy.
At 39, I got Jason Kidd.
Okay. Now, you know what? Hold on. I just got to say this. I'm
Yeah.
wondering who will come after this as the way you rated.
I'm waiting to
Jason.
hear.
All right, go ahead.
At 38, I got Willis Reed.
All right.
At
Your
7,
dad told you about Willis Reed, didn't
at 7, I got Patrick Ewing.
he? Hey, John shook his head and said, yeah.
My dad's told me about all these guys. He's everything I know is because of him.
I feel you.
Told me how to count.
Yeah.
36, I got Clyde the Glide. Did I say Patrick Ewing at 37?
You said Patrick Ewing. Clyde is getting a lot of props around here. I think Clyde has made everybody's list around that same area. I think that's
same point.
Yeah. I got Allen Iverson at. I'm sorry, hold on. I got John Stockton at 35. I got Allen Iverson at 34. I got Rick Barry at 33. I got Alex English at number 32.
You really had Alex English on deck? You and that okay, you got proof. You and Aaron, man, y'all one and the same. You know, Aaron had Alex English.
He 18th on the scoring list of all time NBA history.
Okay, but y'all think a lot. Y'all think similar, man.
I mean, he just was a scorer. I mean, you know,
All right, go ahead.
you got to go with what's there.
Look at Aaron and say, wow, Patty, your list is similar to mine.
Yeah, but better. I can't. You put McAdoo in there and all that, Aaron. I mean, it's similar, but yours is worse. Let's be clear.
Oh my God, you too, man. Hey, you know what? We're gonna put y'all in the ring for charity.
At 31,
Alex English, you got Alex English. Who's after Alex English, Patrick?
At 31, I got the greatest coattail rider in the history of NBA basketball.
I was about to say Scottie Pippen. You gotta set that up.
Yeah.
The greatest coattail rider. Wow.
In sports history.
So had he won a chip in Houston or in Portland, would you eliminated that? Had he won an additional chip, would that even still?
He still would have been the greatest coattail rider ever. If he went to Houston, he had to ride. He was when Charles and Elijah won on that team.
Or at least Charles and Drexler. Maybe I have to check and see. I don't know.
Charles, Elijah Wan, Drexler.
I don't know if Elijah Wan was still there. Was Elijah Wan still there?
Yeah, it was Elijah Wan.
Okay, my
Elijah
bad.
Wan, Charles, him. Yep.
So Patrick, I like to.
Look at that, Patrick.
Patrick
You
Was
making
Scottie
Aaron
the last
feel
one?
good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Rick
8.
Barry
Okay, all right.
Barry was an animal on the West Coast. Boy, was crazy in Golden State.
I like that. Okay, John, what do you have for us?
I got George Mikan, number 40.
Woo, get that mic drill going. Let's
Mikan.
get warmed up. Get that mic drill going.
That's right. James Harden at
Okay.
38.
I don't think. Did you hear his 39? David
All I heard
Robinson.
was Mike and then I heard
39,
Harden.
Robinson.
Who?
At 39, he had David Robinson.
Okay, the Admiral. Okay.
At 38, I got James Harden.
I got a question. Hold on for a second, John. Is that a compliment to James Harden that he's falling in this same spot? Because Terry had him approximately around the time you have him. And I don't know if Orlando had it, but is that a compliment to James Harden to be falling in that slot?
Absolutely, it's a compliment to him. Being in the top 50, anybody mentions him, you ought to be thankful as the day is long.
This is true.
Okay. All right, very good. I had to ask. Yep.
I got Dominique Wilkins, 37. I have Patrick Ewing, 36. I have Bob Pettit, 35.
Uh-huh.
I have McAdoo at 34.
Uh-huh.
I have Rick Barry at 33. I have Allen Iverson at 31. I have Bob Cousy. I have Allen Iverson at
You're good.
32, and I got Bob Cousy at 31.
Wow. What does that say about Iverson and Bob Cousy being so close to each other?
You know what? I messed up.
This is it, man.
Yeah. You know who I actually, instead of at number 36, I said where I screwed up was I had Dave DeBusschere right behind Bob Pettit.
So Bob Pettit, so Ewing, DeBusschere.
East side of Detroit.
James Harden was 38 instead of 36. Dave DeBusschere was at 36.
Yeah.
Okay. Very well. Well, look at this.
They called him the Buffalo from the East Side.
The Buffalo from the East Side, he got down like that. What we've done, man, tonight with the things we've discussed, and we've really crossed generational lines. And I think, Terry, for the first time, you're a senior than someone else who stopped in on the show. I'm thinking that's you being a little bit more senior than Monty Williams. Shout out to you. Excuse me, I'm saying Moni. I think that's Moni Williams. Shout out to you, Moni, for coming in. And I like these lists. I've made a note of these lists. So next week we'll go and we'll work down our list. So people need to work on that. Aaron, you've been doing a good job remotely staying with us. Orlando, despite you burning that midnight oil, you've been staying on top of things. And Terry, you've always been doing that. So guys, we're at the 1:30 mark. We've been getting down for a minute, and I know John has something he's going to share with us before we get out of here. What do you have for us, John?
Congratulations to Miguel Cabrera, one of the greatest hitters in the history of Major League Baseball. My hat's off to you, Miggy. I watch you every night. I love watching you swing that stick.
Do you believe him when he says he got 2 more years and he's up out this piece?
Oh, I believe him. I know that he's been hurt. I have a friend of mine that's a vice president of the Tigers, and I talked to him, and he has really been hurt. One day when we're not on camera, I'll tell you how he hurt it.
Okay, I get it. Well, guys, I want to thank you all for what you're doing for the show. I want to thank everyone who popped in. We're going to get out of here. I want to thank our sponsors finally, too. Lindsey Hudson with SPS. We'll see you guys next time. You guys are awesome.